Hello there, and welcome to the 12th of December. We are halfway through your Advent calendar windows already, and we are heading towards Christmas Day thick and fast now. We are in chapter 12 today of the book of Revelation, and a really famous story that we've got today, a very famous image, and lots has been written, books, libraries really has been written about this chapter, trying to understand what this chapter means. I think one of the things that's really struck me is that as we've been reading through, I don't really think it's that we kind of need to be particularly aware of the detail of the sort of the bizarre things that are going on, but it's this overriding story, isn't it? God is in control, terrible things happen, the earth is ending, judgment is happening, so people are being judged and there is kind of endings and death and horrible things, but God is watching over them. God is caring for people. God is making sure that while these bad things happen, that they don't go on for too long, and that people can still endure them, and that his people turn to him. He really longs for people to turn to him and to stop trusting in the things that really they shouldn't be trusting in, and to turn to him instead. I think that theme continues really in chapter 12, a really great image. Here we go, chapter 12 of the book of Revelation. Something important appeared in the sky. It was a woman whose clothes were the sun. The moon was under her feet, and a crown made of 12 stars was on her head. She was about to give birth, and she was crying because of the great pain. Something else appeared in the sky. It was a huge red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns, and a crown on each of its 7 heads. With its tail it dragged a third of the stars from the sky and threw them down to the earth. Then the dragon turned towards the woman because it wanted to eat her child as soon as it was born. The woman gave birth to a son who would rule all nations with an iron rod. The boy was snatched away. He was taken to God and placed on his throne. The woman ran into the desert to a place that God had prepared for her. There she would be taken care of for 1,260 days. A war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels were fighting against the dragon and its angels, but the dragon lost the battle. It and its angels were forced out of their places in heaven and were thrown down to the earth. Yes, the old snake and his angels were thrown out of heaven. That snake who fools everyone on earth is known as the devil and Satan. Then I heard a voice from heaven shout, "Our God has shown his saving power, and his kingdom has come. God's own chosen one has shown his authority. Satan accused our people in the presence of God day and night. Now he has been thrown down." Our people defeated Satan because of the blood of the Lamb and the message of God. They were willing to give up their lives. The heavens should rejoice together with everyone who lives there, but pity the earth and the sea, because the devil was thrown down to the earth. He knows his time is short, and he is very angry. When the dragon realized that it had been thrown down to the earth, it tried to make trouble for the woman who had given birth to the son. But the woman was given 2 wings like those of a huge eagle, so that she could fly into the desert. There she would escape from the snake and be taken care of for a time, 2 times and a half a time. The snake then spewed out water like a river to sweep the woman away, but the earth helped her and swallowed the water that had come from the dragon's mouth. This made the dragon terribly angry with the woman, so it started a war against the rest of her children. They are the people who obey God and are faithful to what Jesus did and taught. The dragon stood on the beach beside the sea. That's the end of chapter 12. My goodness me, it's again like another great story. It could easily be a blockbuster movie. I do think it's spectacular. As I say, loads has been written about it, about who the woman is and who the son is that she gives birth to. People think maybe it's Mary giving birth to Jesus. But I mean, that happened before, so that's a strange thing, isn't it? Maybe it is looking backwards. Maybe it's the church is the woman giving birth to the Son in his second coming, and because it talks about her other children being the people who follow God. It's just a really strange story, isn't it? And difficult to know what it is. Sometimes the dragon is seen as being people who come and fight against Christianity. It's certainly been seen that in the past, and sort of nations and different peoples and all sorts of things. And people have tried to find meaning in it. But for me, I think the meaning really is again, it's about the indefeatability, if that's a word, of God and the goodness of God. That all these things come against and to cause trouble and problem, and yet God is always victorious. He never ever is overcome, even though there's all sorts of things that are happening. God is always in control. And I love the way that when the dragon spews forth all that water, that the earth opens up and swallows up the water, so that there is so that even the earth protects the woman. And I love too the way that she's given those eagles wings to fly to somewhere, so that she is safe. And I think that's one of the things that I've really been aware of through my life, I think, is that sometimes you kind of see things happen, and you see the way that God is able to find ways out for people, to find ways through difficult times for people. They face real difficulties, and yet God finds them a way through. I think people really can sort of experience that, and sometimes there's times when I kind of see things and it appears that hasn't happened. Something really bad has happened to somebody, and it's ended in their death. But I think one of the things that Revelation shows me is that there is more to life than what's here, and that God rules over that too. So in the bigger scheme of things, in God's scheme of things, people are always taken care of, and always are always in a good, ultimately a good place, even though the struggle is really hard and tough places and tough times are there. Again, that's a really good thing about Revelation, is it doesn't make it an easy journey, but it makes it a journey that has a promised good ending, which I think is really important. So I hope you have a good day today. My goodness me, what a story to begin the day. Have a great day, and join me tomorrow for chapter 13 as we continue our journey through the book of Revelation. And exciting things, more exciting things will happen, but we're well into the second half now and heading towards good and glorious things at the end of the book. Do keep joining me each day. I'll see you tomorrow. All the very best. God bless. Bye bye.